Eddie Hearn. We're here at Chocolatito Estrada 3.
Yes.
Cannot fail to disappoint.
You'd hope so.
You know, look, I mean, the thing is, I think you can make the case, and I've said this to both of the guys. These guys are what boxing's all about. They are willing participants in the most major fights that their division is crying out for. This is the way boxing should be, right?
Yeah, I think, you know, we live in a world at the moment where unfortunately fighters, or fortunately for them, are getting overpaid at times for their commercial value. So these guys have been struggling for years to get what they deserve in terms of the paychecks and in terms of the credit.
Yeah.
And it's so good that we're finally there, because we live in a world of hype, and I'm partly responsible for that. But many times you'll sit down for a fight, hype it up, and you'll believe it, and it doesn't deliver. But these nights are the nights where you kind of, the stress is off, because you know, like, tell me on it, like, Estrada Chocolatito 3, how can it be anything but an epic, right? And that's obviously when people are paying their money, and times are difficult at the moment as well, you have to deliver. So here you have a product that you know is going to deliver. And it's just, you know, these guys, they're not spoiled, they haven't been overpaid, you know, they haven't pick and choose opponents over the years. They've fought everybody, and they've had it tough, and they've stepped up, and they've stepped up. And, you know, it's kind of like a little bit soul cleansing, really, to be involved in fights like this.
Is it?
You know, we're going to have probably 9,000, maybe 10,000. The atmosphere is going to be unbelievable. And they're such nice people. You know, it's a dog shit business, horrible business. But he's so nice to walk around the hotel, and it's like, I don't want, you know, it feels good when people say, thank you for the opportunity. And that's not something that I search for, but every now and again, it's nice to have that from a fighter as well. You pay the fighter as much money as you can, but for them to turn around and say, thank you, because you remember where they come from. Yeah. Don't forget, the first fight was in a car park. The first fight didn't have a broadcast. It was on Wealth TV or something like that, you know? Yeah. Look at where they've come. Last time there was 4,500 in Dallas on the zone. This time there's going to be 10,000 here. I mean, we might end up doing number 4, you know?
That's
but
right, yeah.
in a world where you're just seeing fighters, it's become all about the money. All right? And I get it, because at the end of the day, this is a tough sport, and every fighter deserves to make as much money as they can. But it has become all about the money. And you're seeing people lose out on legacy because they just want to sit on their couch. I mean, when was the last time, and I'm not just picking this guy, when was the last time Charlo boxed? Yeah. Right? A year and 3-4 months ago? Like, is he ever going to fight again? I mean, and I'm not just picking him out, but Errol Spence, Terence Crawford. It's like, if you don't give me this, I ain't fighting. The old school throwback guys have gone. You know, and these are old school throwback guys. Absolutely. It doesn't mean that, by the way, that they're going to take small money, or they're not going to push you to make as much money as they can. But they're just, you know, it's different. I mean, Katie Taylor, she's in the same bracket. Listen, even AJ, you know, and I like the throwback fighters. Every fighter deserves to make as much money as they can. But I want fighters that are ready to fight, ready to entertain, ready to create history and legacy. And if you trust the people that are writing the checks, they will always get you as much. By the way, there's always more money elsewhere in a bad deal, or a worse deal, or a deal where you might not actually get the money, or you have to certainly have sleepless nights wondering whether you're going to get the money. Yeah. And the boxing world's gone crazy. Good luck to the fighters, you know, but yeah,
it has been a rough year, and I'm glad that you're ending it with such a great show, no doubt about it. But I've got to ask you, I know you got to get on stage in about 5 minutes here, but there's some good stuff going on with the possibility, tell me if I'm wrong, I just heard this from a little bird, or maybe I'll hear from you. Yeah. What are you working for with Katie Taylor?
Well, I mean, Katie Taylor, there's only one thing to do, and that's to give her the homecoming. Yeah. You know, Croke Park, 80,000 people, it would just be absolutely epic, you know. Amanda Serrano, MVP. Serrano is the fight. We were talking to about 3 opponents. Cards on the table, we all want Serrano. Fight of the year, all right? Madison Square Garden sold out, this is the one. We're also working with MVP to deliver Amanda Serrano, the undisputed fight with Erica Cruz. Okay. At the end of January, early February. She would then go straight into the undisputed lightweight world title fight in the summer at Croke Park. So it's a 2-fight deal that we're dealing with. It's not done yet. If everybody's sensible, we'll get there, but again, you know.
You worked with the guys before, and they seem pretty amenable, right?
No, they, you know, and they want to deliver for their fighter. And this is all the, you know, this goes back to these guys. You know, Katie Taylor, Taylor-Serrano, they've been grinding for these opportunities for years. Now they're making a lot of money. Good luck to them.
Yeah.
They're the ones that deserve it, you know? So we will pay them as much money as we physically can. We hope we get a deal with MVP and it will be an incredible start to the year.
What's AJ up to?
So he's actually out in America this weekend, seeing various different trainers, just getting ready to prepare his camp for January. He will fight end of March, first week of April.
Good.
The issue
in the UK?
Is, yeah, most likely.
Okay.
The issue is, obviously, until he gets that training team, talking to him about the opponent. We've got 3 or 4 people, you know, do we go into a Wilder fight? Do we go into a White fight? Do we fight someone else in the top 15? I think when you move to a new training team, generally you would have a smaller fight first and then go into that fight. But we'll see. He's genuinely up for all those fights. And you know, we'll be locking in his date imminently, and then once the team's in place, we'll confirm the opponent.
What was your thoughts, lastly, on Tyson Fury fights tomorrow? Basically just a homecoming coronation event, right? More than anything. Deserved, I guess.
Yeah,
Is there any disappointment?
You know, Derek's a friend of mine. I think if he hadn't beaten him easily twice already, he would have been a credible opponent. He's just beaten Pulev, you know. But obviously people look at the first 2 fights and think, how can Derek win? But Derek will give it everything, and you know, it's for in their mind, it's a tune-up for the Usyk fight. But Derek will be trying other things.
Eddie, thank you so much. Really appreciate you as well.